Hello to everyone watching this video. Can I just say this is probably the first time I've ever made a video like this, sort of review explaining what I actually have cooped up in my bedroom sort of video that you see everywhere on YouTube these days. As I said, this is probably my first video, and I'm doing a sort of review type thing of a TARDIS interior, 70s TARDIS interior, that I made earlier today, this afternoon. Yeah, basically. This is not scripted, and this is completely off the top of my head, so my improvisation skills will need to come in use here. Right, just starting off, TARDIS interior I made this afternoon. The background, as you can see here, that's an image that I got off the internet of TARDIS background, 1970s. It's not completely accurate, I know, but it was the best one I could actually find. And to be honest, for the effects, I'm quite happy with it. The TARDIS console here is another image I found on off the internet ages ago, to be honest. I can't remember where I found it. It was made by somebody, and I'm sorry if you happen to be offended by me using this at all. Just basically, this is printed out on paper, and this it's all made of cardboard and paper and bits of plastic and things. This is printed out on paper, trimmed, put onto cardboard, and folded in to create the nice hexagonal shape of the TARDIS console. These are pins, you know, for sort of dressmaking and things like that. They're not completely accurate, but they're the best thing I could find. In fact, I got the idea from a kid who is probably in his 40s now, from a Blue Peter episode, well, Blue Peter clip I found on one of my DVDs. I can't remember what one it is. It's probably the Three Doctors. And he made a TARDIS console in the early 70s. And he used pins like these for the levers. It's got a cardboard bottom. No, don't laugh. It is a funny word. Cardboard sort of thing to hold it up. Cardboard base at the bottom here. If you can maybe see that on the camera, I don't know whether you can. Held together by Bostik glue. This is sellotaped these together. The pins are held in place quite precariously with Bostik again. This is in fact plastic you get figures with. In fact, this I got it, I think, a Darth Vader figure, and I keep the plastic. I know I'm very strange, but when you make so many things as I do, in fact I've made a lot of things, and you keep very random things like this, held together with sellotape again. Wrapped round and stuck in there, held inside, you can't see it here, with sellotape and Bostik. No, just Bostik, that's what I remember. Anyway, as you can see, the printout has quite a lot of the controls, very authentic looking, much better than my old TARDIS interior that I made, and I basically made the controls up. Anyway, starting off, my favourite Doctor, Tom Baker, dressed it from the Seeds of Doom. This is actually from the 11 Doctors set that I got a few weeks ago. And to be honest, he looks very, very good, I think, in this control room, much better than he does in the other TARDIS control room I made. In fact, I have another Tom Baker figure the original one. Well, not actually the original, not the first, but maybe you can't see it there, propping off against there. He does stand. I'm not deciding to use him, he's a bit worn. This figure, I use him a lot. But he looks quite good, but of course you don't see him in this costume. The season 12 costume, I think, in his TARDIS. Obviously because they were remaking it after John Pertwee had been the Doctor. So, but anyway, he looks fairly good in there. Also, I have two John Pertwee figures, one from the 11 Doctor set, obviously, and one that I got with the Sea Devil. Just so you know, that I got off Amazon. He looks fairly good in here. To be honest, I don't really care who looks good in where and which Doctor looks particularly good in a console, but yeah, I suppose they all look pretty good in here. I might do a sort of review thing of the other console, but to be honest, it doesn't look particularly good. Yes, for this I used obviously paper, card, Bostik glue. I wouldn't recommend using things like super glue, especially when you're using it on paper, because A, it stinks, so does Bostik really, it's not really, yeah. B, it often goes wrong on paper, and it's difficult to try and, if you go wrong with super glue, that's it, you know. Especially if you're making something incredibly delicate, I wouldn't recommend using that. I used sellotape. I used plastic, obviously, for this bit here. I know there's nothing inside it, but getting something inside there would have been incredibly difficult, and I'm not going for complete accuracy. I'm going more for it actually looks good. And it's see-through, you can see. I used, tools I used scissors, just ordinary paper, kiddie play scissors. Well, not play, I wouldn't recommend playing with scissors. I used a craft knife, and for any really young people out there, I would always recommend that you get somebody to help you, especially if you're not very good with craft. Yes, you see I used it to cut open this hole here. I also used a craft knife to cut and score so I could get an accurate line on here. Yeah, and I think that's all I used really. I used pencil, and I used coloured pencil, but it doesn't really matter. I can hardly see it. I'm sure on the camera you can't. To draw along there. If you would like any advice or any tips on how to build sort of cardboard, paper, even plastic models, please just leave comments below this video that I will eventually upload. Whether I can upload it tonight is another matter, of course. Well, I think that's it, isn't it? How do I leave off? How do I leave off a video like this? How do people normally lead off? I don't know, everyone has their own style, really. Sorry, I won't keep you waiting. Oh, thank you, really, for watching this video. Please rate it, subscribe, and leave comments below. Thanks. Bye.